Hey everybody, welcome back. My name is Jacob, and in this video I'm going to show you how to make a really simple calculator like this one here. So we can do like 6 times 3 equals 18, and you know it works because maths, right? And 8 divided by 2 equals, 4. Wow, cool. And 3 plus 2, oh my goodness, it all works so well. Minus 3, wow, it's just amazing, isn't it? All right, let's get started. Okay, so this is what we have in the HTML. Pretty basic, just basic HTML outline, link to our CSS, a div with an ID of calculator, and a link to our JavaScript. I'm using Sass again for this project. I have a little bit of code in here, just some color variables and defining the width and height of the calculator. And then in our JavaScript, I actually have quite a bit in here, just the interface elements of the calculator. I'd recommend you pause the video right now and just go and copy paste this off of GitHub. Basically, we have an array called interface items that contains a ton of items that have a text property and a value property, and we are going to be taking advantage of those in the code below. And I just didn't want to have to type this whole thing out in the video because I figured that would be boring. So I'm just going to collapse that and we can get started. Okay, so first off, let's select this calculator element. I'm going to say let calculator element document get element by ID calculate later. All right, and then what other variables are we going to have? We'll say display. We're going to have a display button, or not button. We're going to have a display element that'll show the current expression or the result of the last expression. So we'll say document.create element. That'll be a div. Then we'll have a clear button. Document create element button again. And I didn't put the clear button in here with all the rest of the interface items because it does something slightly different from all the other buttons. I mean, we could have put it in there, but I just didn't. You do what you want, I guess. Okay, next I'm going to define a function. I actually don't want to set this equal to document.createElement button. I want to create a function called create button that will take some text, and that will be CE for this button. It stands for clear everything, I believe. So function create button text, and we'll say let b equal document create element button b dot inner, no, not inner HTML, text content equals text, and the class list add calculator button, like so, and then return b. That'll be good for now. And the rest of our buttons will loop through this interface items array and pass in this text attribute there to this create button function. So let's do that now. Interface items for each. Then we'll say b equals create button item. And for now, let's just append all of these together. So I'm going to say calculator element dot append child display calculator element append child clear button. And then here, calculator element append child b. All right, hopefully this will work. No, okay, so I'm selecting this incorrectly somehow. Calculator. There we go. And that is totally not turning out right because I need to say item.text. There we go. Now we have a whole bunch of buttons here. And they aren't quite formatted correctly. So we have to do that in the CSS or the Sass, which is what I'm using. So here I'm going to say every calculator button is going to have a width of 25% and a height of 20%. And that gives us a grid that looks like this. And I'm also going to say calculator display with 75% height, 20%. No, that didn't work. Why? Oh, because I didn't give it the class name. So display class list add calculator display. Ugh. Okay, does it have like margin or something? You know what? I'm just gonna come over here and say display flex direction row and flex wrap. There, now it works, and it's all pretty. So this is our display element right here, and if we put something inside of there, like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, then it'll show up there in our display. So let's get down and do some styling now, just for fun, I guess. So we'll say calculator buttons, all of the buttons. We're going to give them a background color of gray that I defined up there. And no border, no outline. Okay, so looking really boring now, huh? And actually, let's give them a border of 1 pixel solid white. There, now you can see each individual button. And let's say cursor pointer. Alright, looking good. Now the entire calculator, I'm going to say font family. And now this editor gives me a whole bunch of different stacks to choose from. Predefined font stacks. You don't have to do this exact same one. You could just say like sans serif or something like that. And font size, 30 pixels, and font weight, bold. Okay, but that didn't do anything to the buttons because they are defined already. So we just, their font is already defined by the browser. So we just have to say font inherit. There, now it looks right. And if I put text in here, there, it's the same font as well. I'm also going to say text align right there as well. Text align right, and okay, I'm just gonna come over here and put some text in the display. Display.text content equals hi. There, hi. Now we can style that and won't have to deal with that. So I'm going to say display flex for this again because it makes it really easy to vertically center. and then say flex direction column and justify content center like that. And now that'll be centered along with the buttons there. I'm also going to give it some padding of like 10 pixels. Okay, that was wrong. Because I have to say box sizing border box so that it absorbs the padding into the width. And now that works. So I can come over here and delete this line. All right, now let's make these buttons actually do something when they're clicked on, I think. So I'm going to come over here and say if item.value equals an equal sign. We're going to give the equal sign special treatment in here, and all the other ones are not going to get special treatment. So I'm going to say, well, they're going to get somewhat special treatment individually. If type of item value equals number, because up here in the interface items, all the numbers have a value of a plain old number, but all of the operations are like strings still. So if it is a number, then we're going to do something here, and that is going to be b.classList.add number, and we're going to say else if item.value equals a dot, just a decimal. Now say b.classList.add decimal. Now I'm not actually going to do any special styling to the decimal. I'm just doing that so that you can do that yourself. Else if item.value equals wait. Else, just an else. Because then all the rest of those are going to be operations. b.classList.add operation. Okay. And then here we'll say b.classList.add equals. And then we have to add the click listeners. The click listeners in this else is all going to be the same, and the click listener in here is going to be unique. So let's say b.add event listener click function, and this is the equals sign when that one's clicked. But what in the world are we doing here? I'm just going to leave that. Wait a second. That's wrong. I'm just going to leave that there for now and do this one first, actually. b.add, I can just copy this, can't I? Event listener, click. Then I'm going to say current expression, which is a variable that I'm going to make that will hold the current expression, plus equals b.value, but I want it to always be a string. So I'm just going to append a string to it like that. So I'll make it be a string. But this current expression variable doesn't currently exist yet. So up here, I'll say let current expression equal an empty string. And then every time we click on a number, it'll append that to the current expression. And every time we click on the decimal, it'll append that. And then the operation, it'll append that. And so on and so forth. And then we'll evaluate the current expression when we press the equal sign. So here we'll say, wait a second, current expression equals eval. Yes, I know eval is evil, but building our own math parser is going to take way longer than using eval. So I'm going to say eval current expression and add a string to that. So it'll be a string. Alrighty. The thing is, we're not displaying this current expression anywhere. So I'm going to make another function down here. So say function update display. And we'll say display dot text content equals current expression dot substring 09. So our display will hold only up to 9 characters, and then we'll have to call this update display function here and here. Oh, great. It's not doing anything. Oh, duh, because this has to be item.value. Okay, so then we'll say 999998888, and we can't go any farther. But that's still going to be stored in the current expression variable. So here we have to say if current expression.length is greater than or equal to 9, then just return and not do anything because we can't fit more than 9 characters. I think it's 9. Yeah, 9. So then, okay, that's it. That works. So I'm going to say like 989 times 3 equals 267. Is that right? I don't know. So I'm just going to, oh, that doesn't work. So I'm going to say 3 times 2. That equals 6. So it works, kind of, except the clear button doesn't do anything. So up here we'll say clear button dot add event listener, click function current expression equals empty quotes and update display. Alrighty. 88 minus 2. 86. And clear everything. It works. Okay, 9 times 6 equals 54. That's right. Okay, 9 divided by 6 is 1.5 plus 3. Hey, that's nifty. Times 2. Awesome. So that works, and like if I say 2.03, 92.03 because I didn't clear it, oops, plus 1.2 equals 93.23. And then if I do 0.2 plus 0.3, 0.5, and like 0.1 plus 0.2 equals, oh my goodness, what is this? Actually, this is kind of interesting. So if I say like 0.1 plus 0.2, it's actually 0.300004. And yes, that is wrong. The reason for this is actually that JavaScript uses binary to represent its numbers, and it's really, really hard to get, well, I guess it's well nigh impossible to represent 1/10 accurately in binary. So this is like really, really close. And it's close enough. Because like I said, we're not going to build our own math parser, so it's just going to be close enough. Okay, it's close enough. That is going to be, and that's also another reason why we're kind of truncating it to 9 digits, is so that it'll still be more or less accurate when that happens, I guess, kind of. Anyways, that's something to take up with the JavaScript developers, not me. I'm just showing you how to make a calculator. Alright, now let's style these buttons that we gave these classes to and then never use the classes for anything. So a calculator button, I'm actually going to give them a hover state too. So hover, we'll say background color darken, that's a Sass function, gray 20%, 20%. All right, and now for each of these we're saying like, and number, I think we'll give a background color of green, and then we'll do like a really similar hover state for it. Have that out like that, and that will be green. Then I'm going to copy like this whole thing twice. Okay, so this will be for operation. Is that what I call it? I call them operations, right? Yeah, operation. Okay, operations are going to be red, and equals is going to be blue, and blue. So now I have these hover states, and these buttons are fancy looking, and they all look nice. Now here's the thing, if I say 5.3 equals, well, I just get an error and it kind of crashes, and then nothing, and then everything's messed up forever. So we can add a try catch right here. Try. Oops, I just deleted something that I wasn't supposed to. Catch E. And if there's an error, we can just like console.log malformed expression, or something like that, something to that effect, and then we'll clear it. Current expression equals just emptiness. So if I say like 99 divided by point equals, what in the world? I guess that actually works in JavaScript. So 2.2 equals there we go, malformed expression. So we have a little bit of rudimentary error checking in there too. I mean, this is not like that super awesome of a calculator, but you know, it'll kind of get you started, or it's a fun project to do. You know, I had fun making this with you. Hope you had fun as well. Anyways, I'm Jacob. That is how to make a really simple basic calculator in JavaScript and CSS/Sass, I guess. Yeah, I guess I would say it's with JavaScript and Sass. Anyways, guys, there you go. Hope you enjoyed the tutorial. Hope you learned something from it. Don't forget to subscribe. My name is Jacob, and have a good one.